don't really think about this bjuda på dig själv. And it's because that it's natural for them. But for us that are moving here, you'll be very surprised to find this and say, oh, wow, what the hell is this? And so Budana, one of our colleagues, she has been struggling on a journey for more than 3 years, and she encountered this, and it was a game changer for her. And we will give you and share with you some tips on trust. Trust is a golden treasure of Sweden, if you have not heard about that. Some practical do's and don'ts, and we would also like for you to share. And then how can Garner Talents help you, especially in the summer? Now, I see that in our audience that some of you are not here in Sweden, but perhaps you will go here sometime. So this might help you. Yes.
Can I add something, Lucy?
Yeah, sure.
Very shortly, that Sweden is a small country with not so many people, so this thing of connecting is very important, and this could be a little bit different if you're used to big cities, big countries with a lot of people. It's a different way to connect in Sweden because it's so small. So the connection is very important. It's all about connection and get connected to people, you know. So it's a different, because if we are so few people here in Sweden. That's it.
Thank you. So we tap into norms and social code, who you are, networking, confidence, do's and don'ts, and again, how we can help if you need help during the summer break. So decoding the social norms. Now let's talk about norms and social code. In every country they are different, but generally these are the unwritten rules. So feel free to share in the chat what you think. And this is from the perspective of the Swedish. Social norms generally they are unwritten rules, and they are the things that expected of us in societies, and the more the minority who support some actions, some calls, some activities, the more powerful it is that we follow those dreams. And they are ideals that is something that is in its performance the very best and without any flaws. For example, one of the norms, basic, is that when you're a manager, you have all the answers, a lot of expectations. And the things that we learn, the things that are obvious in places and situations, the consequences of our actions or the consequences of the words we speak, they are also privileges. And these norms and social codes, the unwritten rules and expectation, they are meant to be changed. So this is a very general and quick description of norms and codes, which leads us to what is it in Sweden now. Let's tap into it. I will show from the perspective of the working life. Unwritten rules and expectations there. And there are some things that are included here. Punctuality, you be on time. You tell me you come at 8 o'clock, you come at 8 o'clock. And if you say, yes, I am joining the meeting on Google, and I say, I accepted a meeting, you show up. Now, I have had a lot of situations that, especially with international talents and immigrants, we book the meeting, they accept the meeting, but they don't show up. And that is bad. Not really acceptable in the Swedish. And even if you don't show up, please drop a message and say, oh, I'm sorry, I forgot, and this is what happened to me. And that is very generous and respectful in a way. Professional appearance, it's related to if you are working in a warehouse, you show up in warehouse clothing or working clothes. And if you work in the office, you also appear as professional. But I believe this is generally something that is global. Communication in Sweden, this is one of the most commented from most recruiters and most companies that I have met, is the skills to articulate, to communicate. The short answers that we normally give sometimes, it's really discouraging in the norms and the working life here in Sweden. Collaboration, teamwork, Although that is encouraged to be independent, take initiative, it is the teamwork, collaboration that is critical in the culture. Equality, it connected to as well the hierarchy, where we will share a little bit later about the managers and the team. So the managers and the team, they are all treated equally, and it also related to men and women and their roles in society equally. Men and women are equally at any level. Flexibility, yes, your flexibility to bend the rules and adjust and be ready to jump in when you are needed. So, yeah, and I mentioned about independence. So these are the related norms and social code here in Sweden in the working life. Now let's see. Now you have the basics. Now the two things, the unwritten rules that I can say we would like to share with you. And these are some of you are already familiar with this, I believe, and some of you may not. So fika, if you're in Sweden, everyone knows about fika, right? Yeah, so you can write something in the chat if you haven't heard about the fika, but I believe everyone has heard about the fika. Yeah, so these two things I will be sharing, me and Paul, and this is it. Where does fika come from? Does anyone know? Do you know the original of fika here in Sweden? Write in the chat if you know.
I know.
No, you don't tell. You wait. We want to ask our colleagues if everyone knows, anyone knows.
Just
Okay,
kidding.
maybe a reverse pronunciation. Yeah. Coffee and pastries and social time. Yes, Antonio. Uh, Anyone else who want to share fika? Well, I believe that you have eaten a lot of pastries in Sweden when it comes to fika. Okay, yes. Now let's see. I close this off and I go to fika. Let's go fika. And see, yeah. And like Jagadish wrote, it is the reverse spelling of coffee, and it started in the 19th century. And that when the coffee started to come into Sweden, and it's very interesting if you tap into the story. Coffee was almost when it came to Sweden, it was like you have to it was not really acceptable. Like people were hiding and drinking coffee because it was not really acceptable in the society. And then it grows. And in the workplace and in schools as well, it's a moment of pause to breathe, take a break. And you don't really have to eat pastries or drink coffee, but it's a moment of getting together and sharing stories, talk about something else instead of your Excel sheets and your software programming. And it's also a place where a lot of stories are told and a lot of sharing from reality, like people talking about the naked beach that they go to and talk about mowing the lawn, and then the neighbor is screaming. So talking about the life, the real
It's about
stories, the
and it's
life.
about and it's about connecting. That's it. To
Yeah.
connect.
Yes. Okay. Now, Paul, go ahead and continue and share the example of your fika, the ritual.
Okay. The fika is from the word is like it was a secret word because it was not legal for, this is way back 100 years ago. It was not legal for the employers to take a break. So instead of taking a break, they said like fika is a hidden word, so the boss didn't know what it was that it was saying. So they could take so it was like an illegal break, and then the unions and we moved forward. So now you have a right to take a break now. So it actually is from the old days, but fika it's all about connecting, to connect some other way, not talking about just business and work, to connect who you are and your personality and connect friends. That's very important to be a team. So it's all about make the team stronger. It's a team building thing. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Yeah, great. So then we move on to the next one. Bjuda på dig själv. The translation directly is to offer yourself or to invite with yourself. But in the Swedish culture, is the unwritten rule that it goes deeper than that. It's all about being yourself and connect deeply. Being open, being authentic about who you are and what you are, showing your true personality and taking the first step. Take the initiative. When you walk into the room, introduce yourself. Don't wait for anyone to come to you. You go to them. And sharing your thoughts and feelings and being vulnerable. So this is bjuda på dig själv, what it means. When I came to Sweden 20 years ago, I've often heard about, she is very generous. Hon bjuder på dig själv. Han bjuder på dig själv. She offers things from her own initiative. He offers things from his own initiative. I normally hear that, and I never really understood. So it took me quite a lot to understand and how to do it. It all comes from a place of knowing exactly and knowing much, much more about who you are and the courage to be vulnerable. Now, it took me more than 20 years to understand that. That it's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to show that you are weak. Now, many of us, we have the experience, oh, Swedish don't really want to talk. They're not open. They don't really say hi. Many of us have heard that. And that is true. But once you take the step forward, you take the initiative, then you will discover a total different dimension. Okay, Paul, would you like to add on to this?
Yeah, I totally agree. As growing up here, the Swedes, you stand in a group and very silent and you don't take the first step. But if this barrier, this shield is very easy to go through, just be yourself and just go and say hello, and then the Swedes are open. So it's very, I don't know why. It's maybe it's because it's so cold up here. So we are like this. But since you just go there in the room and say hello, it's so easy to break this. So just be yourself and be generous about yourself in the beginning. Then you get in fast in the group. Don't stand like the other ones. You're standing, and this is like maybe it's a advantage from coming from another culture, because you can just go further than if you are a Swedish. Like me, I could be. You have more advantage. You can just go and be, oh, that's she's different because she's this and that and that. But it's so easy to get through the barrier. So just go for it.
Yeah. Yes, thank you for that. And now we ask the question, why is this so important in Sweden? Why does it matter? Um, uh, well, I mentioned before that trust is one of the golden treasures in Sweden, and it is. It is actually. Now, I can lift up something that all of us have seen. We have all these recruitment companies and companies that are posting all these job openings. And in there, it's talk about inclusion and diversity and welcome to search, send in your application. And then we get to hear and we get to know if you have to know someone in order to get a job. Now, what does that really tells us? It's a contradiction. But then in the society, even if you don't know anyone, you can still build that trust, even if you don't know anyone. Because the truth is, and I speak from experience, I have applied for jobs and I have had 5 jobs in Sweden. I never knew anyone. I did the job. I didn't know anyone, but it's all about using who you are. Who you are. That is the center of things. So the trust is very important, creating connections that even if you don't know anyone, someone will remember your genuine approach. And integration is one of the hot topics in Sweden. Integration. So if you know that this very två simple, the fika and bjuda på dig själv, nail it, and you will find another way, in. There are no guarantees that will give you what you want, but if you feel included and you feel like someone really sees you. And the teamwork as well, very important to have in your mind, have with you, that it's not about being super outgoing or being an extrovert to be included and to be in a team, but it's your willingness to be to connect on an honest level, to listen who they are and to share who you are. So that's why it matters. And this leads us to a lagom way, the highway, the low way, or the lagom way. All right, Paul, would you like to tap into this shortly?
Yeah, very shortly about, because this is about team building and the society and work culture. It's all depending on being a team. So we have a different type of hierarchy. Actually, we're different compared to Denmark even. It's very flat and like I can read it. Swedish hierarchy and leadership is based on consensus of non-hierarchy decision making. The Swedes do not warm to displays of authority of status of manager. So you are the same level as the boss, and the most important thing is if your boss asks you to do something, just don't do it. Ask why, or give yourself your own opinion. Because if you're a boss and you feel that the people underneath you in the hierarchy just do what you say, they're not satisfied. We want you to have like a discussion and so that's a bit different. But the boss in the end has the responsibility to deliver and makes the decision. But we need to have this dialogue. So that's why we have a lot of meetings, discussions, and talk, and everyone is supposed to be heard. So you can't sit in a meeting and just talk and talk and talk and talk. No, you have to listen to everyone's voice. So that's the hierarchy. It's very, it could be difficult to understand, even for a Danish person, actually.
Yeah, I really like that. Don't just do as the boss wants. Now, remember that. That is very easy. Oh, don't do what they want. So yeah, ask questions, and this is an important way of approaching. So to keep in mind that initiative taken, and it's all starts with you. But then there comes a question: how come it is like this? And how can we better understand why the culture in Sweden it is what it is? And I saw that someone from Lithuania is logging in. Like maybe it's different for you guys there. But let me show you some, just tap in shortly into a study that was done and see if we can put some stuff in perspective. Now, have you guys seen this before? Say yes or no in the chat. The value, the map of world values. Yes. Not 2%, not it's like okay, no, no, yes, no, yes, yes, no, no. Okay, yeah. So if you haven't seen it, Google or ask any AI to give you a summary of the world values. So now this is a study that was done to place a country's values on two basic dimensions. On the vertical side line, it's about survival and it's about self-expression, more focus on freedom and self-realization, focus on the self. On the vertical one, did I say horizontal or vertical? Now I mixed up myself. But anyway, the vertical is on traditional values and rational versus rational values. Traditional values focus more on families, on religion, and a village and a constellation of the natives. But when it comes to rational values, of course, it's a liberation from everything else that is tradition. So now, if you know if you can see your own country on this map, and then place yourself somewhere. Like for now, maybe you're not seeing what I'm pointing at, but let's say we look at Tunisia. Tunisia there is more on the traditional values, right? And on the horizontal, it's more on the survival side. So that means their values are based on traditional values with families, with gender, with religion, and the survival. It's all about having to pay the rent, having to eat the food, having to have a house, have a roof on the head. Survival. These are the basic needs to survive. And then we look at Sweden, all the way far out, and that is very extreme. And then you think, okay, how come Sweden is there? And then we will talk about the fika, the bjuda på dig själv, and the lagom. Now, in Sweden, all those three things, they all centered around one is a special thing, self-realization, the individualism and being independent. Now, from my experience, I have heard so many, especially women, immigrants women in Sweden, so many who say, if I ask, what's your goal? I want to be independently free, financially free, independent. Now, there is no, from my experience, what I know, I want to share from a personal perspective, there is no other country you can do that rather than Sweden. It's the best when you look at the values. And it also highlights something for us. In this lagom, a beautiful själv, it encourages you to take the step forward, to take the initiative and do the work. No one will say, hey, come. No, it's your job. That's your job. Take the first step. So this is to help us understand why Sweden it is what it is. And then don't forget that although Sweden is on that corner of this map, Swedish are 99% of 7 billion people in the whole world. So they are no, what did I say? Maybe on the other way around. Not 99, but a very little percent of the whole population. So it's not so many who has this, but we are here, so it's good to understand why it is what it is. Yeah. So let's look at decoding then. And go back to our social code and this picture. Now, here, let me tell you a very short story about this. When I started working in 2005, my third year in Sweden. So I was working in this big organization, MSB, if you have heard about. The organization that is help with security of Sweden in every write the rules about Sweden in every way, from the fire brigade to the medicine, how it should be done. So that's organization, very big. So fika, every day at 9 o'clock, people will go to fika. And my Swedish was so bad. So I felt very uncomfortable and very insecure to be amongst the Swedish. So what I did every day at 9 o'clock and 2 o'clock, that is fika at this place, I am the first person at the fika. I take my fika, my bread and my coffee, and then I will sit in the middle of the room where there were sofas. I will sit there, and when people come, I am already there. I am in the middle of the fika. So that will make me feel comfortable. So when the first person come, I will start talking to them. When the second person join us, they will join our conversation. The third person comes, they will join the conversation that I started. And then it's okay. They can talk to everyone else, but I am already there. So it's a technique that I did to help myself feel a little bit more comfortable. And then something that is very important that I remember, when everyone laughs, I laugh along. And then someone asks me, do you understand? I said, no, I don't understand, but why are you laughing? Why not? I am laughing with you because you are laughing. So it's kind of strange, but it was showing how vulnerable I was. And they liked it. So they remembered me that, oh, she doesn't understand, but if she's laughing, but that's okay because I choose to laugh along. It's my choice. So this is how we can break this code. Very simple. And the question is, how do I start? The question is about where do you start? So it starts with you. It starts with you. Let's see in the chat. How do you find this thing? Oh, I like Antonia, disagree. This may be in the bigger city companies or higher education. There are still some expect one to do as they say. I got the answer. Det här ligger redan på hyllan. This is already on the suggestion many times. Yes, and but extremely high. Yeah. Until the boss said do it that way, then it will be implemented. Yeah, and you are totally right, Antonio and T2. Absolutely, I agree with you guys on this one because I also experienced this. Huh?
Yeah, but I have to think that
Yeah.
there's a dialogue. You give advice and says it's already in the suggestion box. Yeah, and then maybe it's already in the suggestion box.
Mm,
Then okay, that
yeah.
doesn't mean so. The system is like I want to do that, and then I have the boss has the decision, the last decision making. So you can make suggestions, but the group and the
Mm,
boss has to make it to the last decision. So it's not about just say what you think and it's going to be that way.
yeah.
It's about the dialogue.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And that's where I want to tap into this who are you? There are incidents and things happening that highlight, and it is like the examples that you are giving, Antonio. And I have experienced that too. Now, and mind you, if you have been working in governmental agencies in Sweden now, this is very common. Very, very common. And from my background, I work in the Swedish military, which is very, very hierarchical. And MSB is also a governmental agency. And yeah, it's this. We have already decided. This is the decision. We have to do it. But that decision is based on what the employers are giving them. And just like Paul, it's a dialogue. Then it's up to you. What is it that you want to do? Do you see value in challenging, or you see, okay, fine, I don't care. It's a decision. We do it that way. Uh, so it's although it is the final decision made by the manager and the bosses, the dialogue and the discussion is encouraging because if decisions are already made, we implement them and they are wrong, uh, the manager will take the fall, but you will also take the consequences because it's your job, it's your expertise. You are contributing to that. So generally, things can happen because we are humans and we tend to move away from all these generalizations and we create events and we are in doing our actions that results in other consequences. But the generalization in understanding how it is will also help us to navigate. I speak from experience. I have done some things, and including I got fired from a company based on these things. The values and going against the decisions and going against what was decided. I got fired. And then it was a decision that I made and the consequences I take because I know who I am. So who I am, we are tapping into here. The key in the Swedish culture is to know who you are, your superpowers, the big whys. Why do you even do what you do? Why do you want to contribute? What you are, your holdbacks are, the weaknesses, what you can help to learn, and you can acknowledge, hey, look, I am good at this, I'm not good at this. So I have some challenges, but I need help. So it's the dialogue back and forth, all based on who you are. So this is something that very easy that I use, a tool that I use to ask who are you from 3 different roles that I want to choose at every single different situations, and describing, putting in my values. For example, integrity and leadership and love are important to me, and my superpowers is coaching and career development, working with people. The weaknesses, I am perfectionist. I like things to drag until I am happy, and yeah, I'm never happy. And then I run too fast, and my team is not really with me, and too optimistic. I'm very optimistic person. Everything is working, everything will be fine, and then the consequences is without my control. So tap into this, identify who you are, because this is the basic, the ground of establishing what I mentioned before. Trust is a golden treasure. And Swedish people, although they are not so open at some stages, but when they know who you are, the type of person you are, they know what you can deliver, your competencies, your knowledge, what you're very good at, and you share and you show that, yeah, this is what I'm capable of and I can deliver, um, and how important it is for you to do a good job, or the values that are very centered in your soul, then people will trust you. Um, I have seen it working. I experienced it working with people that I have never met before, but they open a door for me. And it's all about being vulnerable, that is also giving value for other people. And then we ask the question, okay, in a networking and the culture and the trust that we're talking, and who you are in networking events, and in Sweden when you were out there, um, finding contacts, finding recruiters, finding jobs and employers, ask the question, what do people say about you when they meet you? Or what do you want people to say about you? When you enter a room of networking as an immigrant in a Swedish context, what do you want them to say about you today? And what do you want them to say about you in a year? Because most of us, we have been navigating the same network constellations for more than 6 months, for a year, for many years now. So we meet the same people. So the question, what do you want them to say about you? Now, Uh, there is something that we do in Garden of Talents in our programs that we really focus on uh, branding ourselves, including cultural mindset and tools in order to network. Now, these are very simple questions to help you as a takeaway to think about branding your networking, of knowing from a place where you identify your own yourself and your career identity of who you are. How do you want to be perceived at networking events? What kind of visual clues? So I refer to the clothing, for example. I have the flower, so I have brand myself with a cultural identity from Samoa that we use the flower, and it's not just a decoration. I also tell the story behind the flowers. It's about values of being a woman and as in leadership and as protectors of society. So that's the story I brand myself with, cultural values, a cultural identity. And how would you like your personality? Although I am outgoing, well, I am also introvert somehow, that I can disappear from parties without telling anyone because I am tired of people sometimes. And it's okay. It's nothing wrong with that. And the fourth one, how would you show and express your values at networking events? So some questions to take with you and reflect on before you go to your next networking event. So now we tap into our networking event shortly like this. As we say, the keys to Swedish culture, the Swedish networking culture. So we network with confidence, and it's not about being super outgoing. It's your willingness to connect honestly. And proactive networking for us in the Swedish culture environment is simple. Bjuda på dig själv, get clarity of who you are, and brand yourself. Personal branding. How do you want others to perceive you? And very simple tips on Bjuda på dig själv is embrace open mindset, scan the room and identify interesting people. Make the first step, introduce yourself. Be bold, invite yourself already at existing tables. It's very, very uncomfortable, I can say, but it's doable. And tell your story. Tell the story of where you come from. Tell the story why you're there. An interesting story. Swedish people, they like to share from their own experiences and express your genuine curiosity, curious about things, and connect the dots, points, identify points of connections. Oh, who is connecting with who? Create value, and always initiate for further contact after a meeting or after an event. So you see there is a QR code here, and most of these things we tap deeper into our programs at Gartner Talent. So scan if you wish and have a look at what we have. And then, yeah, the do's and don'ts. We are approaching the end of our session today. The do's and don'ts. If you are in Sweden and you have done so much navigation in the job market and in society and learning about the culture, go ahead and share some of the things that you have done and you have learned that not to do again, so to help someone else. But some basics from us is this. Let me see some basics here. Oh, there. Be proactive, just go, just do it. You will meet someone eventually in the place and invite yourself in the table we mentioned before. Join the dots, the hobbies, the values, clarity on yourself. Create your own Swedish culture story. That is an interesting one. Create your own story. From the midsummer back then, what did you do? Did you dance around for the first time or did you help build that pole? Fail forward. It's okay. Do wrong and do better next time. Go to facts. Arbetsförmedlingen is a lot of information. Just read. They often have very fresh material. NGOs as well, so many out there. Now the don'ts. Don't listen to everyone. Don't listen to the boss. Don't listen to everyone. That's one of the common things that we do. We tend to listen to everyone else instead of doing facts. Do not stand aside. Be in the center of the field. Don't get stuck believing the culture is an obstacle. It's not. The obstacle is often the limitation of what we think and what we believe in ourselves. We doubt ourselves too much. So tap into who you are. Don't fall into the Swedish trap excuses that Swedish language is everything. I remember clearly Jagadish from one of his sessions. He asked the question, tell me someone that you know got a job because they learned Swedish. So think about that. Don't allow anyone's story become yours. We all have our different stories, so create your own. Don't rely on you must know someone. Don't rely on that. Do not just blindly follow others people's advice. So these are our do's and don'ts, and maybe all of you guys have your own do's and don'ts, so feel free to share with us. And then I want to show you this. Yeah, we are approaching the end, and this is the question. How can Gardener Talents help you? Now, there are some things that we do. We have our Acceleration Professional Program, and we have what we call the Job Connect Show. So the Acceleration Program is a 5 weeks program. We meet 5 times, 3 times, 3 hours a week. Yeah, that's how we meet. And the Job Connect show, that is where we bring the employers into the room for the people that are doing and have completed the program. So we have programs coming up in August and September. And then we are offering book a free career coaching with us if you want now during the summer. We are still in work, so we would like to connect and help out with a simple chat. So yes, yeah, this is about our acceleration program. One start in August, one start in September, and our Job Connect show is we're planning on 16th of October. And these things are happening in Gothenburg. So our mission and ambition is to come to other cities, but for now we're in Gothenburg. So for you, yeah, you who are sitting here, a job on a job search, a career development, who wants to really connect with recruiters and employers. So this is an addition, something that you can add on to your ongoing activities, like if you have an internship or Rusta Matcha or Korta vägen, different programs here in Sweden. Yeah, so feel free to scan the code, and Paul has added in the chat as well. And then we have some question time here. Questions and contacts. Budana Kosumbenko, she is my colleague, and she is also a certified coach. So she added her here. Oh, sorry. To book a meeting. Let me see if I can copy this. Say copy. No, I'm not able to copy, but anyway, to book a free coaching during the summer. And for me, you can connect with me on LinkedIn and write to me, and then we can chat. So, any questions from our side, comments or reflections or anything you want to share? Go ahead. Now it's your time. 3 minutes we have. Or maybe we can give some emoji, say, "Hey, well done, great job." Huh? We have to support, give support for the session. Or Paul, do you want to add something?
Lucy, we have a question from Anita. Is there
Yeah.
any joining fees for the program?
Sorry, come again.
Is there any joining fees for the program?
Yeah, we have. There is a membership fee of 200 crowns for the organization, and to secure your spot, you have to pay 2,500 crowns, including taxes, to secure your places, because the training for the whole period is for free. You will only pay for the training if you get a job within a period of 3 years. And during that period of 3 years, we will still offer coaching and connections and supporting you on your journey here in Sweden. So those are the fees involved, and they are in the link here if you want to have a read. And we also are very flexible in making payments, as we know the situations of people. So we have a few already joined the program, and we are working on navigating how do we help to lighten the load when it comes to the financial part. Yes. Okay, Paul, do you have anything to add?
No, it's very quick, and it's like you did it in 1 hour exactly. It's great. We had a really good time. The last day programs we had, a lot of laughs, and some of them are very satisfied because they are get self-confidence to be your profession and not just a job seeking. So that's good.
Yes, I'm reading the chat, and Antonio, don't take cookies twice before everyone else have taken their turn. Yeah. Yes.
Feel free, just ask us more questions. Just the chat, please.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Okay. I'm looking at the chat at the same time. So nothing else from me. Thank you so much for your time and your energy to be here with us. And 1300 on the dot. Jagadish.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Lucy. Thanks, Paul. I think it would have been really nice if we had invited one of the participants from the previous acceleration program so that everyone would have got some feel how amazing that program is. But it's okay. We can have one more session and then invite someone. So thanks everyone for joining. Before closing, I want to share one link. SITA got nominated as Educator of the Year in 2025. We actually received the award last year. We were nominated and we got the award last year. So I will share the link in the chat. Please go and support our nomination so that please go and support our nomination so that we can win this time also. Yeah, thanks for your time and see you all in some other sessions some other time. Have a nice rest of the week and have a nice day. Bye-bye. Hey, though.